Hello, readers. Today I want to tell you about a book I just finished that I absolutely loved. It's called 3 Times Lucky by Sheila Turnage. Yay! It is a middle grade mystery, and the main character, Miss Moses LeBeau, is what she considers 3 times lucky. And here is what it says in here. She's talking about why she keeps sending out bottles looking for her upstream mother. How did I wind up short of a mother? Good question. I was born 11 years ago during one of the meanest hurricanes in history. That night, as people slept, they say, the rivers rose like a mutiny and pushed ashore, shouldering houses off foundations, lifting the dead from graves, gulping down lives like fresh shucked oysters. Some say I was born unlucky that night. Not me. I say I was born 3 times lucky. Lucky once, when my upstream mother tied me to a makeshift raft and sent me swirling downstream to safety. Lucky twice, when the colonel crashed his car and stumbled to the creek just in time to snatch me from the flood. Lucky 3 times when Miss Lana took me in like I was her own and kept me. Why all that happened is mystery on a larger scale. Miss Lana calls it fate, Dale calls it a miracle, the colonel just shrugs and says, here we are. So it gives you a little bit of an idea of the author's style of writing and a little bit of Mo, as she's called, her view of the world, her way of narrating, which I absolutely love. She is kind of sassy, know-it-all, making the best of every opportunity. And her best friend Dale, Earnhardt Johnson III, because his dad likes to name after famous people, is equally amusing and very well drawn, well fleshed out character. So what I loved about it, it starts off where you know a little bit about the mystery of her mother and the colonel who lost his memory when he crashed the car and saved her. So you've got some mystery there of where did he come from, that kind of stuff. But then, at the end of the first chapter, a stranger shows up. And one of the crankiest customers at the colonel's cafe, where Mo often helps out, shows up dead. So Mo and Dale form the desperado detectives, as they call themselves, and look to solve this crime. So I wanted to just read one more small little part where so the detective's investigating, and she's trying to hear some of what's going on while making the most of the situation as well. So they're down by the river, and she's peering through the honeysuckle, listening to the detectives, trying to get in on it, trying to figure out what's going on, taking her own information. So, hey, she shouted, this is a woman detective, I got another set of footprints over here. Good, Marla, Starr called, he's the detective. Which way are they headed? I wrote, Deputy Marla, loud. Into the woods. Looks like they might be a boy's, she said. Size 5, Nike sole. My heart tilted. Dale's prints. Make a mold, Starr shouted, then see where they lead. Ben surfaced. More trash, he said. He's diving to see if they can find the murder weapon. Slinging an old reel up on the dock. Couple more dives and we'll trailer Jesse Tatum's boat, Starr said. It's going to rain and I don't want to lose the blood evidence on the gunnels. Blood evidence? I eased forward, bending a branch out of the way. Narrow your search. For the blood to splatter this way, he would have had to been hit like this, Starr said, swinging his fist. If the weapon flew out of his hand, it should be over there. Where? I couldn't see. I eased forward. Snap! The branch broke. Starr reached for his pistol. You, he barked, aiming about 10 feet to my left. Put your hands where I can see them and come out, now. I turned to run, and my foot snagged. I staggered and splashed sideways. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Star adjust his aim. "Don't shoot!" I screamed. I threw my arms wide for balance. My order pad flew out of my hand as I fell into a perfect backflip. The creek closed around me, swallowing the sun. I reached back to the thick creek bottom and pushed off. "Don't shoot!" I wheezed, raising one hand. "It's Mo!" I cried, wiping the mud from my eyes. "I'm a possible orphan! Don't shoot!" "Hold your fire!" Star bellowed. "It's the kid from the diner!" I yanked at the root that tripped me. That's when I made the find of a century. It was no root. It was Mr. Jesse's oar. And was that water glistening on its splintered blade? Or were those blood stains? Star splashed me. "Mo LeBeau, what are you doing at my crime scene?" I smoothed my shirt, grabbed my soggy clue pad as it drifted by. "Good day, detective," I said, keeping my voice professional, as I pushed the oar toward him. "Here's your murder weapon." He grabbed the oar. "What the—" "Mr. Jesse's oar," I said. "He carved the handle last winter to fit his hands." I stood up straight, pen poised the way Miss Lana taught me. "Welcome to the cafe's cater division," I said. "Have you made your luncheon selection, or do you need more time?" Ever the optimist, Mo takes advantage of every situation. Gets pretty tense. I couldn't put it down. A hurricane bears in. They're closing in on the murderer. And, of course, there's missing money, missing people, a little bit of everything involved. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Yay! Happy reading! And happy isolation.